Hello friends, this is the 16th lecture on an apology for poetry by Sir Philip Sidney, whom we consider the father of English criticism or literary theory, isn't it? Yeah. So here we go. That we have already seen that in the last class we saw how vigorously Sidney defends poets. Poetry is the most ancient, poetry is the most universal, poetry, the Romans called the poets vates, the Greeks called the poets poion, maker, all the other subjects, they are confined within their stuff, but the poet makes new things, new conceits, stuff is made, and also we saw the comparison between the clay and the potter, isn't it? The potter is limited in the sense that he has to make the pots with the clay given to him, but not the poet. The poet creates the clay, so to say, that we can say. Now, again we saw that these people who are hating poets and poetry, they are negatively loaded. So they only think negative things. They might see in an udder, UDDER udder of a cow, 16 liters of milk. So, like a mosquito. There may be 16 liters of milk in an udder of a cow, but the mosquito will see only the blood. So like that. What can we do? We can't help it. It is DNA written, it is genetically, they are formed like that. So they are people who say, the donkey has got the discretionary power, or they will say that the borrowing money and living is a great pleasure, and the plague also is a pleasure. Plague gives you pleasure because you can sit inside and enjoy your leisure. What can we do? We cannot do anything. Now, when we see, one of their major objections is rhyming and versing. Already we have seen that Sidney has answered this in once when we were talking about this. You remember Sidney has said that a long gown will not make a person a lawyer. So also just because a soldier pleads in armor, that doesn't mean that he is not a soldier. So that is the position. So rhyming and versing is not required. For example, Charles Lamb's prose, it's a poetic prose. Thomas Hardy, some of the descriptions of Egdon Heath is great poetry. So need not be versing and rhyming, not at all necessary. If you read Dream Children, it's just like reading a poem, isn't it? There's no way, it's a prose, written in prose. Even sometimes some of the sentences that you find in Bacon's essays, like studies serve for delight, for ornament and for ability. It is just like, it's a poem, so to say. Right? So it is fixed, you cannot change the words and so on. So what is the importance of this rhyming and versing? Rhyming and versing adds beauty to your piece. See, according to Sidney, the first great gift given to us by God is Oratio. Oratio means speech. And the second one is Ratio. Ratio means to be rational. From Oratio you have got the English words oratory, orator and so on. It means speaking. And then Ratio is a rational. Man is a rational, reasoning ability. First the speaking ability, then the reasoning ability. And the third is, according to the ability to polish. Present things in an attractive way, polishing. You have got a shoe, when you polish it, it becomes attractive. You have a sari, polish it, it becomes attractive. So rhyming and versing, they do nothing but polish the whole thing. Putting the correct word in the correct place. Correct word in the diction. And also, sounding also. So it is attractive. That's why we call nursery rhyme. We don't say nursery poem. I don't use a nursery poem. You don't say nursery prose. But we say nursery rhyme because the rhyming has got an effect on the children. They are attracted by that. When you say Humpty Dumpty sat on a road, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown. Jack fell down and broke his crown and Jim came tumbling after. See, then it becomes very easy for you to remember, easy for you to read, and it is very pleasant you are here. It delights. That's the thing. On the other hand, suppose it is written in prose like this. You will read it. Once there was a person go to the gym, then another person, Jack and Jill, and one day they went to see how beautifully this can be. No, not only that, it can be, see, two words, to be or not to be. You can write pages on that, even a book on that. That is the power of poesy. It's fully loaded. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. What more you want? See, the whole world, the beauty of the entire world is packed in that single line. Frailty thy name is woman. You need not go to any psychologist for finding out the psychology of women, studying the psychology of women. This one line. Sorry, if there is, I always say this quotation, not my quotation, not what I said. Because these days, especially there is a revival and so on. So I don't know, you probably you must have seen last 3 days ago in the Hindu paper there was a huge rally. Means maybe thousands and thousands of women. See, the rally was in Rome, the streets of Rome, to defend the rights of women. So when I say frailty, the name is human, is etc. Some people may get offended, but I am just quoting that from Shakespeare. At the same time, Shakespeare, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? So that's also very beautiful. Yes, right. Just went to the sessions of silence, went to the sessions of silent thought. I forgot that day. Yeah. Then we have got let us not include it in within this lesson. All right, that's an example. But I just want to tell you this loaded. This poetry is loaded. What about the Martin Luther King speech? I have a dream. It is poem. It's a poetry, poesy, most powerful poesy. What about the Tryst with Destiny? The speech given by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. As the world sleeps, India awakes to freedom. What is it? It's a speech. That's poem. So versing and rhyming is not required. But why is it required? It is required because it makes it attractive. Now I will write 2 lines like this here. See, and also versing and rhyming, it is helpful. Very, very helpful for memorizing. Keeping this in memory. Will you ever forget? Hail to thee, blithe spirit, bird thou never wert. See? And then that from heaven or near it, pour us thy full heart. Will you ever forget that? Or in profuse streams of unpremeditated art. Did you see that? Or as I very often say, was this the face that launched 1,000 ships and burned the topless turrets of Ilium? Sweet Helen, make me immortal with thy kiss. Will you forget that? Read once, that is enough. But not a passage in prose. You can't remember it. Hail to thee, blithe spirit, bird thou never wert. Once again, hail to thee, blithe spirit. Or if suppose it is written in prose, oh happy bird, you are not bird, but you will say you came from heaven or nearby that place, and then now you are singing. In profuse streams, that is itself is a poem. That itself is music. So in profuse streams of unpremeditated art. Oof. That is what a poet. So you're feeling, that is, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Can you forget those lines? Read it only once. That you will retain that in your mind. Now I will write down two very important points I told you already. One is that it is polishing, decorating, making attractive, making delightful. Versing and rhyming may help you. That is point one. And second point is easy to memorize. It's a mnemonic device. You know what slogas of medicine? Slogas of medicine. They recite it. Sloga means this poem. You have heard of Surdas ke dohe, isn't it? And Kabir Das ke dohe. Why they are written in dohe? Couplets, 2 lines. And it's easy for you to read, easy for you to understand, it is delightful. Isn't it? It's all about divine, praising God, divinity, the devotee's relationship. Suppose you write it in prose, I think it is difficult to memorize these things. But since it is written in this way. See, I will write 2 lines now and then you will see, a fool might expose. A fool might once himself expose. A fool, you know now who has written this, no? A fool might once himself expose. Who has written this? Expose. You know, now you are already. Now one in verse make many more in prose. Now one in verse makes many more in prose. Look at this. That is the thing. Who has written this? Alexander Pope. And it's on criticism. So a fool might once himself expose. Now one in verse makes many more in prose. You know, in these Psalms written now, praise of God Almighty. So it is very clearly written that when you are worshipping God, you sing songs. Because this is how God is worshipped in heaven by His angels. That is another proof for the even God is attracted by not by prose but by poesy. That's the thing. Rhyming and versing. That's the. So words are knitted together. In rhyming and versing, what happens is words are knitted together. You know it is like a rosary. You have seen a rosary. See that a chain with beads. Or each bead is knitted together like this, one after another. If you take out one, there will be that gap. So a line in poetry is like that. You can't take it out. See that? See that? What else in T.S. Eliot, in his poem in itself, we can see. He has quoted lines and lines. 60 authors, 60 quotations and 40 authors. So what does that mean? That means it's easy for you to remember. So he remembered these things. And so he wrote it. April is the coolest month, breeding lilacs out of the dead land. Even then, the poem is full of memories. Mixing memory. Understand? So what is this memory? These poems and written by former great writers. You have got Ovid there, you have got Homer, reference to Homer, Odyssey, a lot of things are there. Isn't it Shakespeare? It's easy now. So there you are. And therefore what happens is, just got the, how many advantages I told you now? One is, the first advantage is that it is, you are polishing. Understand? That is your ability given to you by God. Ratio, and then the ability to polish, decorate. And second is, what you do is, that's an ornament, you can say, ornament. Ornament. Secondly, it delights. And third, we have seen, it's easy to memorize. It is easy to memorize, and it is loaded. It is easy to memorize. And it is fourth, it is like a aphorisms, we can say. Not aphorism exactly, but loaded with meanings. Loaded. And then with meaning. Each line, isn't it? And fifth is easy to remember, loaded with meaning. And then the fifth point is, it is an ornament for you to quote. Bacon says, no? Reading about the studies serve for delight, for ornament. What is this ornament? It is your ornament. Here it is ornament for the lines. Ornaments. And then this is your ornament when you speak. Suppose when you are speaking, you can quote from great writers. It adds to your scholarship. Even if you don't know anything, still if you quote from Shakespeare, people will think that, oh, he's a Shakespeare scholar. So that way you can pretend that you are a great scholar. Understand? That is the thing. So, you have got it. Sweet, itself sweet. And it is itself easy to memorize. That's the thing. Sweet and easy to memorize. Already I told you about slogas, no? In medicine and so on. Slogas, definitions. For example, you can see a definition like this. And then I already told you how it is. It comes, you need, without making an effort, you can easily remember this. Beside the lake, beneath the trees. Or even blank verse. No? Versing, blank verse. When we will have shoveled off this mortal coil, that undiscovered country from whose bone no traveler returns, puzzles the will and make us rather suffer these ills which we have than to fly to those that we know not of. Thus, conscience doth make coverts of our soul. I think I have read it for my MA, and I even now remember this thing. I had not planned to recite these things, no, but it comes to me automatically. And why should I? Just think of this, the ending of stopping by woods, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Effortlessly you can keep it in your minds, memory. Miles to go, and you can apply to how many places, everywhere. Before going to bed, it is a prayer, and miles to go to get up tomorrow. Morning when you go to college, miles to go before I sleep. Then before you go your office, going to your office, miles to go. A teacher going and sitting in the department, miles to go before I sleep, miles to go. So there you are. Understand? You are convinced? I am convinced. I am sure you are also convinced. The advantages of versing and rhyming. At the same time, why do you want to quarrel with poets? It is not necessary for you to rhyme and verse. Already I have given examples of Charles Lamb, examples of Thomas Hardy, his description of the Hegdon Heath. It's great poetry, read it. Far from the madding crowds, it noble strife. Far from the madding roads. That novel, where the Hagden he is described. Right? So, there is no point in quarreling with poets for rhyming and versing. Rhyming and versing, not a must, but if you do that, what will happen is, it has got many advantages. That's what it is. Then other objections are there. What are the other objections? One such objection is that there are other useful learnings. Useful learnings or knowledge. Yes, other useful knowledge than reading a poem or a poesy, studying this. Other useful knowledge. What can we do? We cannot help it. When a teacher comes and stands in the class, you say, there are other teachers in the department. So what can I do? I cannot do it. If you want to read, you read poetry, that's all. We are not compelling you to do that. Second objection is, first one we have already seen and we have answered. Second is, it's mother of all lies. Mother of all lies. See, when you read John Dryden, you will say, they are pleasant fallacies. They are not lies. Because the poet doesn't say this is right and that is wrong. So then how can there be lie? Understand? And the third one is the nurse of abuse. Nurse of abuse. How can you say that? You can say how groundless the arguments are. First we have seen rhyming and versing, that we have already seen. Then secondly, other useful knowledge are okay. See that? You can say like that. You can go over there. Who told you not to do? You can read philosophy, history and all. Of course, you will defend it further in the next class. Mother of all lies. That because you don't understand it. See, invencio. Ranjana says. See, invencio is the important thing. That is imagination. Image making and image shaping. Likelihood of happening. Not is happening or has happened, but should be. Aristotle. Understand? What ought to be. How a king ought to be. Cyrus. How a valiant soldier ought to be. Achilles and Hector. How a perfect human being ought to be. Aeneas. What is the lie there? You will see tomorrow in detail. Nurse of abuse. It is like a serum, attracts you towards it, and then it teaches you all kinds of sinful fancies. What sinful fancy? Who is teaching sinful fancy? Attracts and teaches sinful fancy. That's what he says, sinful fancy. Who is teaching sinful fancy? And then another very interesting thing is that Plato has one banished poison. And for that he said that they are wearing lions, hiding behind lion's skin and braying like a donkey. That's what he said. That is taking the support of a great poet like Plato and then saying that, look at this, Plato has banished it. Plato himself was a poet. Then how can Plato banish poetry from the Republic? So these 4 points we will see tomorrow in detail. One altogether we are 5. One we have already seen. So if you want, we can say put it like this: 2, and 3, and 4, and then 5 is Plato. Taking an authority, quoting an authority and saying that Plato has banished. There's no such thing like this. Tomorrow we will see More about this. Till then, bye. Have a nice time. Enjoy your time. Take things easy. I hope you are following me. Okay? Am I right? Bye.